Well, it's a Saturday afternoon contest, something you don't often see here for the Six Nations Chiefs, but it's Alumni Day as we welcome the Oakville Rock in town to take on the Six Nations Pro Fit Chiefs. Oakville turning to Steve Fryer between the pipes, whereas Nations turns to Brandon Miller as Dylan Ward is away and not available today. This is a full Six Nations Chief roster today, only a few APs, including Lane Smith, who had a beautiful performance last game for the Chiefs, but also for his Six Nations Rebels.
That's for sure, Spencer. Lane Smith came in his Major Series Lacrosse debut against the Brooklyn Redmen this week, and he scorched it, scored a hat trick and getting an assist. So junior B player not looking out of place playing with the men, that's for sure.
Well, you got to think Arena Lacrosse League this winter. He was leading the league in scoring for so long. His father, probably his biggest supporter, approached me and approached several of the officials and other teams and said, do you know who's leading this league in points? And he was so proud to say my boy every single time. You knew his smile. It was just it was unforgettable.
Well, and you can't blame him. And you'll see tonight that he's got a knack for the net. Not the fastest guy. He's not the tallest guy. But boy, oh boy, does he have net awareness, and you'll see it today.
Well, he'll wear number 28. We are underway. Spencer Tangway and Daryl Smart here to call today's broadcast as we bring you lacrosse right here from the ILA. It's the Chiefs and the Rock. Second time the Rock have been here this season. And the Chiefs have had their number all season long. As Six Nations comes into today with that only one regulation loss in the tie, as the Oakville Rock come back the other way. A lot of APs in their lineup tonight, including number 4. That's Brett Yulbakis. He just dished off the ball. Here's Rob Hellier. Hellier swings it up top with it. Is Brendan Welsh. Welsh to Hickey. Hickey sends it to the far side. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Strong right. Send it to the crease. Never touched the goaltenders. It popped right up. And now they send it back the other way. Here come the Chiefs.
Great first series for the Oakville Rock there. They really worked the ball around and tried to get a scoring chance.
Well, Six Nations usually in the first period has been one of those teams that can dominate, as Steve Fryer makes his first save of the evening. But Six Nations has really impressed me early in a lot of games. They can score, and they score often, but when they do, they're really aggressive going the other way. And right now, it's been, like you said, Oakville moving the ball well, getting Nations moving on defense. As here's the ball way up top with it. Into the middle. Still has possession. Brandon Miller, though, makes the stop. Ball's on the ground. That one's controlled by Bradley Cree. The backhand shot, what a save, as Cree got sent to the turf. But now he's back up as Jordan Durston, I believe, ran right over him.
Two great saves by Brandon Miller there. Had to really stay poised on that.
Benny, the outside shot, doesn't work. It's all the way back up top. And now the Chiefs give it right back to Ryan Benesh. Here's Benesh stepping into the middle. Flips into the middle. The shot and pass doesn't work as the Oakville Rock take over. Now they come back the other way with a fresh 30. Oakville with speed gets it across the line. Here's 33 today. Affiliate player Tanner Poole. Other affiliate players today, Spencer Pike representing the St. Catharines Athletics. Alec Tamis wears number 23 as well from the A's. And Latrell Harris. So a trio of St. Catharines Athletics in the lineup. As here is Rob Hellier. Hellier up top for Hickey. Look out, underhand shot, he scores. An excellent underhand shot, and that play started just with great ball movement. Like you mentioned, Oakville gets on top first.
And again, Oakville showing there with the Major Series Lacrosse is really not a 2-horse race or a 3-horse race. It really is. It's a really tight league, and Oakville comes out a-blazing.
Well, you look at the standings. The parity in this league is unbelievable. You see Coburg, the bottom team, beating the top team, and then you have Brampton, Brooklyn, Oakville, those three teams, the horses battling it out, trying to catch Nations of Peterborough. So any night is a game you have to wake up for.
And again, you have to look no further than 2 years ago. Six Nations Chiefs, when they did win the Mann Cup, when they hosted it for the first time in Six Nations, they were actually in 4th place, made the playoffs, and then won the Major Series of Lacrosse before winning the Mann Cup. So you know what? Anything is possible. And like we said, any team in this league could beat anybody at any day.
Well, Paul Dawson ran over the Oakville Rock player right in front of the broadcast booth here, and Ferguson had his hand up, but they score. Talk about Brett Hickey with an answer. A low underhand shot, and it's a beauty, 2-0.
Not the way you want to start if you're the Six Nations Chiefs, that's for sure. Oakville's really come out at them. Showing no fear, that's for sure.
So it's going to be an interference call that'll get waved off by the Hickey goal. 2-0 for the visiting and out-of-town Oakville Rock. This is the first time, I think, all probably home game stands at least, that Six Nations has been down by 2 in the first. So the battle of the dot. It's Thompson. Thompson for the Chiefs, and it's been popped out, and now it's controlled by the Oakville Rock. It's Brandon Slade. Oakville sets up on offense now. They swing it up top for Hellier. Hellier to Welsh, who's on the far side. 10 seconds to shoot. Fennell, who's having a fantastic season, right into the stick. This pass just out of the reach, and Fryer steps out and collects the Lucy. Through Fennell, now to Hellier. Here is Hellier. Looks to shoot, but he just drives the net, pulls it up top. They get fresh legs off the bench. 32, that's Spencer Pike. Look out for the young athletic players coming into this Oakville lineup. Good shot. Wide of the net, Pike's got it. Taking a beating from Coates, the St. Catharines, Ontario native. Could have carpooled up here, as there's so many talent coming from just this area alone on this floor tonight.
Certainly a lacrosse hotbed, that's for sure.
Here's Danton Miller up top. Watch out for Lane Smith, 2 affiliate players right there on. Underhand shot doesn't work. That's going to go all the way back down, and Miller's going to walk out of his net. 3 seconds on the shot clock. He'll just fire it all the way down. So Alumni Day here as the Oakville Rock have jumped out to an early 2-0 lead over the Six Nations Chiefs. Goals coming from Hellier and Hickey. Since then, not much Six Nations offense at all, really. It's been all Oakville. Here's Jeremy Noble to the crease. What a pass. The shot just couldn't get thrown away in time. And now the Chiefs have it with some speed. Dawson up the twist shot. Doesn't work as it's wide. And it's all the way back up top. Sent to the floor, and interference called. And the Six Nations Chiefs take over at half. Here's Benesh. Ryan Benesh comes into today's game leading the team in points. 22 goals and 31 assists for 53 points. He'll be a guy that's going to like to shoot the ball all night long on Fryer. As that shot coming from a low probability chance, not a good effort. And the Chiefs get caught again, late change, and Oakville with numbers once again. Here's Hellier. Pulls it away, they send it up top. Underhand shot from Fields, way wide. And into the Chiefs bench, they get possession.
You'd think with a full lineup or nearly full lineup, they wouldn't get caught up as often as they have, but for some reason they've just been a little bit flat-footed down at one end of the floor.
Well, as we see Lane Smith at top speed now, he runs down to the crease. That's been a problem for him, and the Arrows staff has mentioned it. The Chiefs mentioned it. The speed, that's a thing for Lane Smith. That's his only problem they see in him. They know he can put the ball in the net.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
anybody, any goalie in the world.
On that one.
Right.
Scoring at every level and leading every team he's played on pretty much.
So the speed and, of course, the transition game, that's what he has to work on, and that's what the Chiefs so far in today's game have really been lacking. Oakville's got the pedal to the metal, and they've controlled. Ball to the near side, right off the helmet, and now he looks right up the floor. Look at that. Nice pass. Thompson to the bench side, doesn't work.
Wow.
And now it's controlled by Oakville.
Such an unselfish play, almost too unselfish. Jeremy Thompson on that, beautiful.
And here comes Hellier. Hellier striked early for the Oakville Rock, and that's been our game-winning goal so far. 13:23 remaining in the first. Oakville has it on the far side. That shot from Fields. Oh, beat the goaltender, but it couldn't beat the left post. Hellier sets the seal from McRae. The shot off the foot of the Six Nations defense, and it goes Oakville ball. Ball up top. Ball up top. Here's Fennell. Fennell to the near side for Hellier. Ball to the far side. Back to Fennell. The shot high and wide. Welsh can't control, but here's Connor Fields. The shot high and wide once again. Back to Fennell. They score. Talk about a cannon from the outside. Eric Fennell. He's making a name for himself, and he's got it 3-0.
And there's a reason why he has been making a name for himself with that shot. Wow, right off the post and into the net. Beautiful. Almost marksman-like on that one. Speaking of the North American Indigenous Games, announcer Rod Mahood was just talking about it. One of the events is archery, but man, that was a marksman-like shot.
Well, Fennell, of course, the finalist in the NCAA this year at Ohio State. What a fantastic young player. I believe only 22 years of age. Could be 23 now, depending on. He's a 94 born. So one of those players that are up and coming and really is making a name for himself in this MSL season so far.
Regardless, just a young gun. He really is impressive.
Now they get it to the near side. Six Nations looking for an answer. They've found themselves in a deep hole here. First time down by 3. Up top, it was Brampton who got on him 5-1 earlier in the season. And that's when Miller came in and shut the door. So they'll look to that, see if they can rebound. Good stop, but here is 55 for Oakville, and that's James Barclay.
Fennell looks like he's going to be tough to beat tonight, that's for sure.
Well, Fryer has been absolutely lights out so far for Oakville. Shots, though, heavily in favor of Oakville. Shots are 6-3 right now. Outside shot, ooh. That one even fooled them a little bit as Fennell is right on the goaltender, and now they get it to the near side for Ryan Benesh.
You got to think it's a little bit strange for these players. Athletes, especially pro athletes or athletes at this level, real creatures of habit, and a 1 p.m. game opposed to 8 p.m. games when you're playing all season long must be throw you off a little bit maybe.
Well, and it hurts, of course, with Dylan Ward not playing tonight. He's obviously prior commitments with MLL not in the lineup, and that's where Brandon Miller comes in and has to be big. As here's Welsh. Welsh on the near side, right into the wooden goalie stick, and he's going to look up the floor, and he's going to connect.
And like you said, that's there's a reason why the Six Nations Chiefs Brain Trust has a 1A and a 1B in goal.
That's right. Here's the Chiefs now, one-on-one ISO situation, right on the crease. Durston in front, and he scores. Filthy mitts, and he answers. The Chiefs back on the board. It's 3-1.
Jordan Durston's been doing this all season long. This is not a surprise. You know what? I think he's probably scored out of his 17 goals now. Probably about 10 of them have been inside just like that. Beautiful silky mitts, like you said.
Well, his 48th point on the campaign, chasing Benesh, as now the point lead for Ryan Benesh has closed to 4. But you're right, it's been Jordan Durston stealing the offensive show. Him, Point, and Benesh have been absolutely lights out for the Chiefs as Thompson wins the draw and he takes a beating. And they got it again. Here they come. Here is Point. Point sends it to Ryan Benesh. Yeah, Point's got the right side covered when he got Durston on the left. It's a deadly combination right now. To the near side, the shot. Beautiful save by Fryer. And the Rock, they can't get it out, they score! Talk about a lack of defense for the Oakville Rock. And just like that, they bury on the doorstep. 2 unanswered, it's 3-2.
When you have Randy Stotts out there, and again, you have snipers like Randy Stotts and a young guy like Lane Smith, boy, oh boy, things are going to happen, and that was a beautiful goal.
Well, talk about an answer. 2 goals in a matter of 43 seconds. The Chiefs are coming on, and now the faceoff's won by Jeremy Noble, and Connor Fields has it and pulls it back. Look out, Dawson all over this loose ball. And now he's got Jeremy Noble, but a bigger Paul Dawson's just going to take that and smother it up. Chiefs coming on now. Here we go. It's a 3-2 game halfway through the first period. Chiefs setting it up. Up top, Dana Miller. Looks to the middle. Pass doesn't work, and here comes Oakville with speed the other way. Benesh got to get back in a hurry. Benesh trying to just take that one away from Brandon Slade, but the pass intended for Latrell Harris is picked up off the turf.
And you're talking about speed, and that's exactly what you want out of your forwards sometimes, especially in transition defense. We speak a lot about transition offense, but in that sense, Ryan Benesh really quick to get back, gave a little bit of pressure, and Oakville wasn't able to mount anything.
And that's, I think, the only flaw that Lane Smith has in his game, and that's where Oakville's got to notice on the left side, as there's a shot that's right into the stick. They're going to have to push it like they are here, because Lane Smith, if he's on the floor, will not be able to catch some of the speedy Oakville Rock players.
Speaking of transition, Sid Smith with a rare scoring opportunity there.
Thompson and McRae. They exchange a couple slashes. They're still tangled up in the front. Loose ball battle as the sticks begin to swing, and the official's arm of Blair Ferguson stay down. His partner today is John Watson.
Billy D. Smith making his presence known. He hasn't played very many games this season, coming back from an injury, and boy, oh boy, he is his dirty, nasty self back there on D.
Well, Lane Smith is on the floor now. He's up top. Look out for the underhand shot. Caught a piece of the foot, and the Chiefs go right through the crease. That's an obvious no-goal call.
Lane Smith showing his hands right there. Nice quick hands, quick feet around the net.
Here's Brendan Welsh. Welsh, the affiliate righty coming into today's game. He works it right now with Rob Hellier. Hellier to Hickey, the shot. Beats Miller, but it's right in front of him now as he turned and almost put it in his own cage. Miller really hasn't been that confident in net right now. He's there, but it's like the ball's hitting him and he's not attacking it.
It's one of those things, and again, thinking about routine and, you know what I mean, playing in the afternoon, not an excuse or anything, but it's one of those things where you're trying to get a feel for the game opposed to being in your routine and kind of having to make a feel for it.
Well, that's one of the saves of the year opportunities right there for Steve Friars. He took a clear opportunity away from point. And now, Nations, if they hurry, they got numbers. Justin Gill pulls it out. He's got it back, and now they allow the offense to work. Here's Durston. Durston uses the seal from Smith. He's got it on the top. The pass intended just to go to the far side. Doesn't work, but now he's got it. Ball back up top for Durston. Has Lane Smith. Here he is. Smith with 5 to shoot. Dips to the middle. He's going all the way in. Smith the shot. Oh, he gets called off again. But what an individual effort by Lane Smith.
Yeah, we're talking about his speed, but boy, oh boy, is he powerful. And that's just a beautiful sign of how powerful Lane Smith is. He cuts to the net, and he's like a bulldozer, and he's not going to be stopped.
Hellier now sends it east-west across the floor. Miller's on the ground, makes the stop. Jeremy Thompson pulls it out of the crease, and here, Six Nations is at half with possession.
And we're going to talk about it a lot, but boy, oh boy, the future of Six Nations lacrosse. They have a guy like Lane Smith who's playing Junior B right now, and he's playing with the men and the big boys. And
not to mention, he's still got years left.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not looking out of place, that's for sure.
Leo Storos with the shot. He goes off, and they get a change. Ryan Benesh sends it across to the bench side, and it starts with Randy Stotts. He's got the last Six Nations goal that made it a 3-2 game. Outside shot off the glass. Benesh jumps in the rush to try and pick up the Lucy, but instead, the ball pops right into the stick of Steve Fryer.
A lot of Ryan Benesh fans here today. See a couple jerseys, a couple T-shirts, some signs.
Well, with the North American Indigenous Games competitors and some of the players from Team BC, we're going to catch up with a U19 Team BC female player representing her province and representing the NAG Games. First ever time females and women are allowed to participate in the North American Indigenous Games for lacrosse. A fantastic story on that. We'll get to that in the second intermission.
A fantastic event over the next week. With,
absolutely.
With the Gaylord Palace Arena and Iroquois Lacrosse Arena, among a couple other arenas in Hamilton, hosting the lacrosse events.
While Jordan Durson has evened this one up at 3. An outside shot that fooled Fryer on the short side.
We have to just stop talking about things because I keep on missing the goals. But man, oh man, Jordan Durston again, showing why he's creeping up on the Six Nations Chiefs scoring lead. That's 18 for him now.
5:32 remaining in the first period. It's the Chiefs. Even and up at 3. 3 straight for Oakville, and now 3 straight for the Nations. Here's Thompson. Thompson, he's going to take a long outside shot. Thought he might fool Fryer, but that just went high and wide. So many Smiths in the lineup tonight with Sid Smith, Dane Smith, and now Lane Smith. As it's hard to keep track, trying to relate who's together, but they're not, no brothers in that. Lane and Sid are cousins.
And pretty cool photo op before the game. Sid and Lane in the corridor out by the dressing room. The two of them took a moment before the game and took a picture with each other. And to be surprised, you might be surprised, but neither one of them were smiling in it.
Loose ball battle. It's controlled by the Oakville Rock. They got speed. Here's McCray. McCray a 3-on-2 now. He's in the middle. He shoots. Oh, rebound. What an effort.
Beautiful quick stick there.
McCray's got it. The loose ball, but he's doubled by the Chiefs. And now, coming in hot, here's Billy D. No, excuse me. Chiefs with numbers. Banesh into the middle. Look out. The shot scores. Ryan Banesh. Beautiful pick and roll game on the transition. Makes it a 1-goal lead and 4 unanswered.
Man, oh man, Ryan Banesh can score. And boy, oh boy, was that a goal scorer's goal with a bounce shot right in front of Fryer's stick and bouncing it in.
While the speed of this first period, if it's anything to show for the rest of the game, we're in for a run-and-gun lacrosse game. Wow, Ryan Banesh, beautiful pick and roll game that just opened up a shooting lane on a 3-on-2.
And a great Saturday crowd here at the ILA, and you know what? They're in for a treat today. Like you said, it's a run and gun, and this looks like a horse race today.
So Bomberry gets the assist, and so does Brandon Miller. Chiefs have it right on the doorstep. Good stop by Fryer. He's got to compose himself now. He's allowed 4 straight on 7 shots. Control, Matt Lee.
Mentally, that's a tough thing sometimes, especially when the other team gets on a run like that. You got to kind of close the mindset and think about the next shot.
Outside shot, good effort by Fields, but that one's just wide. Connor Fields, of course, the player that played for Seneca in the Founders Cup. What an absolute cannon. He was one of the players, and one of the players from Seneca that took a shot off Rylan Hartley's head, knocking him out of the contest and out of the tournament. And then, of course, you get Daniel Tanner, the young up-and-coming goalie in Orangeville that wins the Founders Cup as a backup. Only played about 3 games in the regular season. Fantastic story, and what an up-and-coming player he is. Ball with the Chiefs. Now up top. The pass doesn't work. Lane Smith's got caught. Look at this. 3-on-2 now for the Oakville Rock. But good defense as Storos jumps right on, and he takes the man. Miller trying to pop it out, and now Von Harris caught on defense as well. Oakville has it right up top, down Main Street. Welsh cuts right back down in the middle. The twist. Oh, he's in the crease. What an excellent goal, though. But crease saves the Chiefs' bacon.
Nice hands on that. I was going to say beautiful feet, but the feet were just one size too large on that one.
Everyone always says the crease moves.
Or your shoe size grow as well.
I don't think so. And now the pass intended to go to the far side again does not work. Oh, a slash, loses the stick on it. Beautiful stop by Miller. Controlled. Here's Mitch Desnew. Desnew, one of those run-and-gun defensive players that can cause havoc and force other teams to take penalties against them. Fantastic player for the Oakville Rock this season.
Certainly was a factor in the last time the Oakville Rock came to the ILA. Played a great game and was forcing penalties and scoring on the transition, or being a part of the transition.
Here's Storos now. Storos from Kitchener, Ontario, big part of the Southern Ontario group of guys that make up the Chiefs. As Lane Smith sends it into the middle. Ball's up top for Durston. What a year he's having. Watch out for 8 and 28 on the floor right now. Ball back to the lefties. Here's Durston, east-west cross. Good seal coming. Outside shot works, but the rebound goes right into the stick. And he's got it, firing it up the floor in a hurry.
Got ourselves a minute 15 left in a 4-3 game. Wow, this has been a quick period, that's for sure.
Up top for 25 today, that's Jeremy Noble. Noble sends it to Welsh. The pass was intended for Wagner, but good defense. And now David Brock eats him up for breakfast. 3 Chiefs all over Ryan Wagner, including Billy D. Smith. That speaks volumes right there.
That's for sure.
So 45 seconds left to tick off the clock. Here's Ryan Benesh. We'll keep an eye on Mr. Miller in net, see if he leaves. But as of right now, he stays in the cage. Chiefs got it. Fryer comes out of his net, though, looking like they're going to get a last shot with 6 on the floor. But he slowly makes his way back to the cage. Ball up top for Hickey. Shot clock differential's 3 right now as they send it all the way up top for Hellier, who goes to the lefties. This right side has been the story, and the left side has been the story for the Chiefs. Hellier taking it in the middle. Storo's getting away with a couple of vicious slashes. Hickey the shot. Rebound pops right into the Chiefs' possession. They got to go. 5 seconds on the clock. 3 now on the clock. It's going to be an outside cannon. The shot, but David Brock just can't find the 5-hole. And that brings us to the first intermission.
He had the right guy. He had the right guy on the floor on that one with David Brock with the rush and transition. Wow, what a first period.
While you talk about even, the shots on goal after 20 minutes of play, the Chiefs 18 and Oakville 17. We'll step aside. Live and more coverage of this broadcast still to come. We're going to talk to North American Indigenous Games competitors after the second intermission. And we will bring you live and more coverage of the 2017 Six Nations Chief MSL season in just a bit. Second period about to begin here at the ILA. The score, 4-3 in favor of the hometown Six Nations Chiefs. Let's recap the first period quickly. The goals coming from Jordan Durston. He had a pair for his 17th and 18th of the season. Ryan Benesh had one as well. And Randy Stotts had one to make it a 4-3 Six Nations lead. We're underway. Six Nations this period will run from right to left. And the Oakville Rock, who had the opening 3 goals in that first period, are running from left to right. They're wearing the white. Too many men called, so it will be Six Nations ball.
Trying to get my headset on, and I put it on the upside down and backwards, I think.
I know it is only 1 o'clock. Of course,
early for me.
For those tuning in from wherever you are around the globe, it is a 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time start. Usually it's a Tuesday night game, but Saturday, 1 o'clock here in the ILA, as Lane Smith had that outside shot. Unconventional twist shot for him, right into the belly pad. Chiefs regain control. They swing it here to the righties. Here's Von Harris. Von Harris enters today's game 4th in points for the Six Nations Chiefs. And he's one of the best draw guys in the league with Jeremy Thompson helping him out. Here's Dane Smith now. Smith dances right around the edge of the crease, flips it all the way up top. Look out. Thurston's got it. The pass right to the near side. What a pass, but it doesn't work. Thurston gets it again. He controls up top for Dane Smith. 5 seconds to shoot. Smith, underhand shot, but right on the ground is Steve Fryer. Here comes Oakville. With it, Matt Lee. Lee goes for the change. He's got Connor Fields. Fields just has a cannon of a shot, but he can't seem to find the net right now, as here he is again. Outside shooting threat. Up top through Hellier. Hellier sends it to the far side. Setting the seal was Jeremy Noble. Noble up to Eric Fennell. Rod Mahood spoke to him in the first intermission. And no goal called. And now Six Nations pushes the ball in a hurry.
Both teams really crowding the net today. That's the 3rd no-goal call with a crease violation.
What a dish. But the pass just out of the reach. And I believe that was Jordan Durston couldn't put it in. Ryan Benesh strips of the ball, and now minor interference called.
I like seeing the forwards get in like that. Guy like Benesh, known for his finesse and shooting ability, and getting right in the right by the bench and getting right dirty.
Ball up top, underhand shot. Miller makes the stop. And the Chiefs have it. They dance right outside the crease. And here comes Six Nations. Look at this, 3-on-2. Paul Dawson the shot right into the belly pad. And now they got to get back in a hurry because here comes Oakville. Here's Ryan Wagner. Wagner, lefty, just pulls out and they get fresh legs on the floor as the ball starts with Connor Fields. Fields, a huge NCAA career for him as well. Underhand shot. What a stop by Miller. Acrobatic save. And now the Chiefs pushing the floor. This speed of today's broadcasting game has been so fast.
It's been nice, especially with the nice weather, to be able to get out there in the sunshine and enjoy it after.
That's right. That's right. Ball to the far side for Benesh. Benesh stepping out. Of course, there will be a game on Tuesday night as well, as that'll be a part of the North American Indigenous Games festivities that night. It's Cobourg in town, 8 o'clock start. Ooh, that one off the goal post and the crossbar. And now look at this, Matt Lee's got a break. Matt Lee being chased by Storos and Von Harris. Beautiful save, rebound, another stop. And that one's gonna go off the glass and right up top. And here's Eric Fennell.
And speaking of Tuesday's game against Cobourg, two special things we have going on in ILA. You're speaking about the North American Indigenous Games. It's NAG night, where all NAG athletes are going to be admitted to the game for free, as well as there's Brandon Montour night. Anaheim Mighty Ducks rookie will be at the ILA signing autographs.
I love how you call them the Mighty Ducks. That's awesome.
Or the Mighty, did I just say the Mighty
You
Ducks?
did.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is, hey, I don't care. That's what they should be called, because that's
Oh my
Gordon
gosh.
Bombay days. That's awesome.
Gordon Bombay.
The Mighty Ducks.
Wow.
They got to bring back the retro shirts.
It's officially early.
It is early.
You messing
It
up
is
like
early.
that. Wow.
That's okay. Just don't say they play on the pond of Anaheim. Here is the Chiefs trying to answer. It's a low-scoring 4-3 run-and-gun game. And now here's Dane Smith. Smith to the near side. What a pass to Benesh. Oh, he held his ground. Better stop by Fryer. Chiefs.
Ryan Benesh almost had too much time on that one.
Well, he didn't release the ball. He was waiting, and Fryer just held his ground. Up top, they send it down low to the corner. They got 15 seconds still. Look out. Randy Stotts the shot. Beautiful up-hand shot. Went over the shoulder. Caught a piece. And now look at this the other way. Here's Jeremy Noble. Noble with speed, and he scores.
You give Jeremy Noble an opportunity like that, player of his stature and the way he could put the ball in the net, he's not going to make a mistake, and he certainly didn't on that play.
Well, take no kids. I mean, everyone says you got to be big to be good. Jeremy Noble, under 6 feet. The speed and the size, he's just a built, young, and a very aggressive athlete.
That's almost a theme today with guys that don't have that that perfect build for or athletic build, and showing off that they can hold their own.
Well, you look at all the Orangeville guys, of course,
Oh,
and
my
you
goodness.
look. The only real big Orangeville guy I'm going to say that I know really tall is Dylan Ward. I mean,
Exactly.
so he's one of those rare, but Orangeville teams aren't really that big. They're just really aggressive and really good with the ball movement.
Or even you look at Six Nations born players, not a lot of huge size, just real athletes and a love for the game.
There's a big guy right there, Lane Smith. Very aggressive shooter and probably one of the best at his skill. Up top, they send it to the far side. That was Point. Smith up top. Point the shot. Almost found the top corner, but he's going to run in and get his own rebound. He's got Smith on the crease. There he is, Smith, the shot. Fryer holding his ground. He's been the difference maker right now, Steve Fryer.
That's for sure.
Oakville running back the other way. Barclay goes for a change, and now the offensive unit comes out. Hellier's going to start us off on the far side. Hellier gets it off. Now it swings to Eric Fennell. Fennell can't control, so Connor Fields comes in to support. Fields and Fennell working the two-man game. Beats David Brock. Fennell gets run over up top. Gets a shot off, though. It's wide. Loose ball controlled, and here is Sid Smith. Sid Smith to Jeremy Thompson. Thompson would really like to add another championship to his career. Already had one this season with the Georgia Swarm. And
Or
now
his brothers did. He was in the final.
That's right. Sorry,
Yeah,
you're right.
He won it last year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It'd be nice to get them all together right here.
You wouldn't believe the number of times that I get tweeted to at SN_Chiefs on Twitter. How many people would love to have all of the Thompson brothers on the Chiefs? You get that, you hear it at least once a week on social media.
Into the middle. Bomberry just couldn't get a shot, and now Fryer's going to push the ball up the floor. Beautiful pass, finds Dan McCray. McCray uses his smarts and just pulls it out as the pace of the game continues to pick up constantly. Goaltending, ball movement has just been pushing this game to another level. Hellier tried to just send that one up top for Spencer Pike, but he couldn't control. Pike running into the boards here. Fennell gets called on a moving pick.
Just an indication of that. 12:33 left in the second period, and we got a 4-4 tie. You're absolutely right. Time is just flying because both teams are flying today.
The Chiefs have it on the far side, trying to set up and regain their 1-goal lead. That really wasn't a lead for much of a game. About 3 minutes or so they had the lead. Fryer once again, look at this pass. Finds Wagner. Wagner to the crease. What a pass, just couldn't pull the trigger. And the Chiefs coming back in a hurry. Six Nations pushes the floor right off the bench. Look at that. Oh, Jeremy Thompson had an absolute wide open chance, but he just couldn't make the pass. Oh, what a dipsy doodle by Thompson, and Brandon Slade goes hard into the end boards.
And you're talking about the long, lengthy pass. That's something that Oakville did the last time that they came to the ILA, and they really used to their advantage, that long, lengthy pass. And they got away with it, or they got away from it, and that's when the Chiefs got back into the game and pulled away.
Well, this might be extra motivation for Fryer, of course, because Brandon Miller at the other end is the guy that took his spot in the NLL.
Very true.
And then you have Nick Rose sitting pretty on the bench tonight. So it's a Toronto Rock goaltending depth chart here on the floor tonight.
That's for sure. And again, Nick Rose, one of the finalists for NLL Goalie of the Year that Dylan Ward ended up winning, who played with the Colorado Mammoth this year.
Well, talk about goalie of the year as you go from the smallest goalie back in 2016 with Evan Kirk, and then you get Dylan Ward, one of the tallest and biggest goalies, as there's an outside shot, caught the right shoulder of Miller. Connor Fields is going to pick up the loose ball and get a reset. Fields backpedals and gives it to Eric Fennell. This left side is so aggressive and they're so strong. And you got Hickey and Hellier on the right. It's such an offensive unit, this Oakville Rock team. Good outside shot, but a better stop. Bounce pass, going to connect. Here's Brock. Brock to Benesh, right in the crease, better save. And now Oakville's got speed the other way. Here's McCray. The shot doesn't work. Stays off the top of the glass and stays in play.
Ball did a Wallenda.
That's right,
tight ropes off the top of the glass there. Wow.
Outside shot, they score
wow.
to make it a 5-4 lead, an unexpected goal with 9:52 to go.
And Jeremy Noble, his second of the game. And again, we were talking about it earlier on his first goal. You give him that much time, he's going to bury it. And a different kind of goal on that one. He's out to the left, and he's all alone. And instead of rushing in, he just rifled it. What looked right between Brandon Miller's legs.
So in about 5 minutes' time, we will welcome Emery Borg onto the broadcast. Emery is participating for the U19 Team BC women's lacrosse team, as that will get underway tomorrow at the opening ceremonies. We'll also speak with a few others from that Team BC team, including Sophie Scobie, who is making her national debut for the U19s. Fantastic story on women's lacrosse and how women's game is now allowed in the North American Indigenous game. It's really just a beautiful kind of homecoming for lacrosse and how we're uniting as a family and how lacrosse is growing around the world.
Absolutely, 100% on that. And again, you have an event of this magnitude in the Southern Ontario area or GTA area. And it really is something special, and to be able to have it in different communities as well. We're talking about the host city is Toronto, but you have places like Hamilton, and you have Six Nations of the Grand River represented well with hosting the lacrosse and hosting some of the provinces. Actually, Team Newfoundland are on Six Nations for the week, and they're doing their practices in the community center beside the Gaylord Palace Arena, and competing around.
Well, here's Hellier now. It's a 5-4 lead as the Oakville Rock regain that lead. The last goal coming from Noble. Oh, what a stop by Miller! Absolutely takes a free goal away from the Rock.
Wow, that is a typical Brandon Miller save right there. Boy, oh boy, he got that big woody stick out and gave them absolutely nothing to shoot at.
And
what a
Rose
save.
on the door for Oakville taps his hat, points right at him. What a stop by his teammate Brandon Miller.
That's respect right there, that's for sure. And again, like you said, these three goaltenders know each other well, and lots of respect. Lots of respect.
So McCray, he just flips off and goes for a change. The ball starts with Fennell, and now here's Pike. Pike sends it across. Now back to Fennell. Eric Fennell uses the seal, goes under it. Underhand shot doesn't work. And now the Chiefs got some speed. Dawson. He's going to go right into the corner. He needs a change, gets it off. And he heads to the bench. Here's the great Dane Smith. Up top to the righties, back to Dane Smith. That pass out of the reach, and Oakville's got two numbers if they hurry. It's a 2-on-1, but back come the Chiefs quickly off the bench to turn that into a 2-on-3.
And a great subtle play by Dane Smith to just kind of run into the lane. He didn't really do anything with his stick, but he basically ran into the lane and just impeded the Oakville Rock run, and then transition.
Miller now, just grazes almost the light bulb, right nearly touched it, but it stays out. And the fans want the goalies to play catch.
Off the late and into the net.
I don't know how that didn't touch the roof. As here is Oakville looking to make that a 2-goal lead. They had as much as 3, but a better stop by Miller. And the Chiefs push the floor. Nice pass. Talk about this break. Oh, and he scores. Jordan Durston does it again in the crease. It is 5-5.
Surprise, surprise, Spencer. Jordan Durston gets the ball all alone and doesn't make a mistake. What a beautiful play. And that all started down at the other end. You have a nice save by Brandon Miller. And that transition pass by Jeremy Thompson. If you noticed, I was going to actually say it before. He got the ball. He made a stutter step. He ran really hard at the Oakville player, almost freezing the Oakville offensive player. He stood up and made the long-distance pass, and Durston's all alone.
So Jordan Durston, his 3rd goal of tonight's game, makes it his 19th of the season and his 50th point on the 2017 campaign. So 5-5 games, 7 minutes to go here in the second. Emery will be joining us in just a few minutes. Be great to catch up with her and find out more on BC Lacrosse. Here's Fennell. Oh, what a shot, but a better stop by Brandon Miller. Every inch counts, and Brandon Miller is sliding across to make that save. Bomberry, he's got it up top, goes for the change. They get it off, and here come the Chiefs trying to regain the lead. Stotts up top, off the bench for Lane Smith. Lane Smith dips his way into the middle, but a better defensive play for Ayubaitis. Turned over, and now the Oakville Rock have numbers the other way. Chiefs need to get back in a hurry. A 2-on-1. Better stop by Brandon Miller, and he smothers up the rebound and pushes it up to Jeremy Thompson.
Brandon Miller really finding his groove in the second period here.
Thompson, better stop by his counter partner in Steve Fryer, and now the Oakville Rock push it again the other way quickly. Here's Tanner Poole rather, and now smart play just to slow down everything is Miller, and now here is Billy D.
And again, it's one of those things where we're watching ourselves a horse race, but if you're both teams, you really don't want to have that all game long. You got to slow it down a little bit. Get a little bit of composure in here.
Outside shot off the leg pad. And now Oakville coming back, hurry. Oakville to the crease.
Did he just save that? No.
Wow, I didn't know what to say. I heard reset, but I didn't. What?
Wow. What a save by Brandon Miller. That's 2 like that. That was robbery.
I think that's all you can say. I didn't know.
That
Speechless.
that was absolute robbery.
Back to back stick side saves. As there's another one by Fryer. Loose ball pulled out by the Chiefs.
I hate to badger on this save, Spencer, but I just got a picture of this, and that didn't even hit his stick. He caught that with both hands. Incredible.
Diving across, and now a delayed penalty, which will send the Chiefs to a power play for the first time tonight.
He caught that with both hands. Wow, what a save. Yeah. No, you can. You can. Go ahead. You do it.
Wait. What if I start singing and they can hear it?
So it's a 6-5 game now for the Six Nations Chiefs. And now joining me up in the broadcast booth is Emery Borg, who will play for Team BC U19's North American Indigenous Female Lacrosse team. What is it like to be here at the ILA and be a part of the festivities coming this week?
It's really an amazing opportunity. I've never really done Team BC or anything like that before. This is the first time, and it's a really amazing experience to meet all these new people from my province and to travel somewhere across the country and just hang out and play the sport we love. It's really fun.
Can you just give us kind of an insight on how lacrosse is growing so quickly in BC? Obviously, you have Vancouver in the NLL and all the players in BC lacrosse is growing so rapidly. What is it like to be a part of that growth?
It's really amazing. I also play women's field lacrosse, and before we didn't even have enough people to start teams, and so we'd have to be released to pretty much the bigger teams because I live down in White Rock, and so we'd be released way up in Vancouver, and we wouldn't be able to even have people for a team. So it's really amazing to have enough. We had to release girls because we had so many people want to come and play with us. So it's really cool to see the sport we love have so many fans and people come and watch.
And finally, what are you most looking forward to this week? As it's obviously going to go so fast, but there's a lot of lacrosse to be played.
I'm just looking forward to playing. I love playing lacrosse. I play it because I love it, and I'm just excited to see what happens with our team, and hopefully we can make it far.
Well, thank you for joining me. It's a 7-5 game now. Emery Borg, we will talk to Sophie Shirley as well here up in the broadcast booth during the intermission. The Chiefs answered back. The last goal coming from Lane Smith. The Junior B Rebel is struck again. And now a better chance, but Randy Stotts got denied on the doorstep.
And during that interview, guess who scored? Lane Smith, Junior B All-Star, the star of the Junior B Rebels. Boy, oh boy, he really does not look out of place.
That pass intended to go to the crease, picked up by Buffalo Bandit Ryan Benesh. Up top, the pass across to the near side. Here's Randy Stotts.
You gotta imagine a kid like that, a teenage kid playing with National Lacrosse League All-Stars. This has got to be a big deal for him. And you know what? Scores a hat trick in his first game against Brooklyn. Comes in, plays at home. He's playing Oakville, and he's again playing against NLL All-Stars, and he's showing he's not out of place. Easy goal for him.
Well, and that's where the coaching staff, you got Richie and, of course, Johnny T on the bench, really controlling his emotions and telling him, you know what, when we tap you on the shoulder, we expect you to play. Don't worry about who you're playing against. Just play the game. And, my God, Lane Smith is one of the best at just doing that.
And again, that's an expectations with a lot of these call-ups. And again, we talk about it a lot during the season. And with injuries from the National Lacrosse League season and with guys with other commitments, there's a lot of senior B Rivermen that have been in the lineup, a lot of junior B players, a lot of junior A players. You know what? And it doesn't matter where you play. You put on that Six Nations Chiefs jersey, and it's expected that you play like a Six Nations Chiefs player.
So under 2 minutes to play in the second. We'll speak to Sophie Scobie in just a few minutes, who will wear number 8 this week for Team BC U19, as we have a lot of players from the North American Indigenous Games here in the house tonight, here at the ILA, as we will be here all week to bring you coverage, of course, of Six Nations Chief. Tuesday night, it's the big game as Coburg in town. And you mentioned it, Brandon Montour from the Anaheim Ducks will also be here as well, as we'll catch up and bring you more coverage of the 25th and silver anniversary of Chiefs lacrosse.
And thank you for not calling them the Mighty Ducks.
Yes. Hey, I don't mind that. That's okay. Von Harris shoves off his man. The pass was intended to come to the near side, but for the first time tonight, it's the Oakville Rock causing a shot clock violation against the Chiefs. Oakville back the other way. They need an answer. They're down by 2 with 60 seconds left in the second period. That shot off Brandon Miller and into the crowd. So the Oakville Rock regain control. How about it starts with up top? Here's Jeremy Noble. Noble, he's had the last goal for the Rock. Ball starts on the far side. Hellier uses the seal from Hickey. Now to Eric Fennell. Fennell back to Hellier. Good seal by Brad Hickey. Takes a slash. Both arms stay down. Into the middle. Poole. Here's Fennell. Eric Fennell. Underhand shot. Miller's got it. Will they use timeout? And they do with 27.4 to go. Richie Kilgore calls timeout.
Spencer, I've got a huge question for you. Why does Billy D. Smith not break his stick every single game? Oh boy, oh boy. He's known for using that Woody in the summer, and boy, I don't blame him for using it, because, man, he's just laying on the composite there, especially on that last shift in the last series.
Well, Billy D is, I know some of the officials, and they say he's one of those players that you try to tell us something, he's great to talk to off the floor.
Oh, one of the nicest
on the floor,
guys.
He's in his own world, and oh my God, as a D guy, an O guy just going up to him, it's intimidating. And not to mention the aggressiveness, the slashing, the pushing. I wouldn't even want to go close to the word fighting, but
you look at his eyes during a game, and it's funny because,
but
like you said, he off the floor, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Always has a smile on his face. Just night and day. It's quite funny.
.20 seconds left on the clock. Ball's up top. Here's Randy Stotts. They elect to go with 6 on the floor. Banesh is the lefty up top with Dane Smith here on the left, on the right rather. Balls goes all the way up top and down low to Durston. Smith, he's the one that wants it up top. The pass was intended for Von Harris, but good defensive pressure collapses the offense for the Chiefs, and that will bring us to the second intermission. It is a 7-5 Six Nations lead. So it's the intermission, the ILA, and I'm with Sophie Scobie from Team BC U19 Women's. What's it like being here at the ILA, of course, and representing BC for these games coming up this week?
It's all really amazing and exciting. I'm super proud to be here representing the Métis people of British Columbia. And it's also the first year that the women's have a team for lacrosse. So I'm awesome and excited to be a part of that. I think it's great.
So talking about the lacrosse, of course, what does Team BC bring to these games that other teams don't have?
Well, for the girls, we have a little bit different rules back home. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that pans out on the floor.
And we're going into these games, of course, you mentioned you're starting this coming week. Games are going to go right into it, and this week is going to fly by. How do you stay motivated and stay almost energated to wake up every single morning and stay hydrated in this heat, of course, every single day? Because you're playing a lot of games, but it's a games that mean so much. Every 2 points is huge.
Well, being here and representing my community, I really want to make them proud.
Right.
So there's a lot of motivation through that, and it's a great opportunity, so I want to give it my best shot.
And what are you most looking forward to being a part of this week?
I'm really glad to be here, and I'd like to get to know my team well. I think it's a great opportunity to get to know other girls from other communities, and I'm just excited to play the game that we love.
Well, of course, lacrosse, you've mentioned it, the first year for women. It's such a big event. It's such a big mark in history. We thank you for being a part of it, and good luck this week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sophie Scobie, of course, of Team BC. That tournament begins this week right here at the ILA. Third period still to come. It is 7-5 Nations. Third period about to begin. Here we go. It's a 2-goal lead for the Six Nations Chiefs. MSL games are so important down the stretch, as we've always thought and talked about. It'd be interesting if the last game of the season, Peterborough Nations here, would be the difference maker for that top seed. But in order for that to happen, Six Nations would need to win and keep winning. But this is a game that could easily slip away. They're only up by 2 against a very good and offensive Oakville Rock team. Here come the Chiefs off the opening draw. Chiefs, of course, running this period from left to right. They're in the blue and white shoulder caps. Beautiful stop by Fryer there. The Rock running from right to left. Outside shot off the back dasher board to the crease for Banesh. The shot blocked. Beautiful stick coming from James Barclay. Here's Oakville pushing the floor. With it, Latrell Harris. An active starter for the Toronto Rock team. The youngest player in the National Lacrosse League this season, along with Christian Del Bianco, I believe the only other 18-year-old in the year. Beautiful twist shot. Miller right behind him. But that's Paul Dawson keeping it out. Here's Six Nations with Lane Smith. Rod Mahood, the public address announcer, reminding us the Six Nations Rebels begin their final series in the Western Conference. Orangeville Northmen will be the opponents Saturday, 3 o'clock. So next Saturday, 3 o'clock, they begin their Western Conference final series. Here's Jeremy Noble. Noble being backpedaled into the offensive zone. Takes a chop. Noble now into the middle. Two-man game, really working here on the right side, but it's the nation's defense keeping them well out. Shot clock going to sound, and the Chiefs are going to pick up the ball. Here's David Brock. Chiefs have it at center. Durston to Banesh. Durston sets a seal in the middle, and they send it across the far side. Good effort by Randy Stotts to open himself up. Von Harris slips him the ball, and now round to the far side for Dane Smith. The shot. Dane Smith gets beat by the winning goalie stick, and here is Latrell Harris. Harris pushes up the floor, and they go for the change. Mitch DeSnew, outlet pass, and the Oakville Rock come over center. 2.5 minutes gone here in the third. No scoring. 7-5 lead for the Chiefs. Hellier takes a shot. Better kick save by Brandon Miller. Miller, the starting goaltender tonight, as Dylan Ward has MLL commitments on a rare Saturday afternoon MSL game. Oh, what a shot! Lane Smith, his 5th MSL goal, and it's a beauty.
2 games for Lane Smith and multiple goal games for Lane Smith. Again, that's a goal scorer's goal right there. Gets the ball and makes 0 mistake on that.
By the way, folks, next Saturday he's playing Junior B lacrosse. You want to come and see a clinic? Wow. So it's 7-5 now in favor of the Chiefs. Excuse me, 8-5. Brock gets the ball from Jeremy Thompson, who won the draw cleanly. I can't wait to see him in the NLL in a few years. Here's Durston. Durston the shot. That's wide. Way up into the rafters here at the ILA, so the Oakville Rock regain control. Six Nations next game, of course, this coming Tuesday. They got to go right back to work Tuesday when they host the Cobourg Kodiaks. Cobourg, the lowly team in the basement, though, the only win. It was a shocker 8-7 victory over Peterborough. So the Chiefs will need to bring their A game and really come to work Tuesday, as their bodies won't have much time to heal. But 2 straight home games for the Chiefs. Good seal. The ball comes to the near side. Here's Lane Smith. Smith, the shot. Oh, we had the goaltender beat, but he just couldn't beat the crossbar. Well, he's only one away from a second straight hat trick in his as many games. Smith stays on. He uses the seal to slip to the middle. He's got it. Quick shot right into the stick. Doesn't work. And now he's got to get back. Here is Brett Yulbaitis. Yulbaitis goes for the change, and here's Brett Hickey. Hickey dishes off. Hellier. Hellier to the far side. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Good defensive pressure by Six Nations. The ball pops out. Beautiful stick. And here comes Six Nations with speed. Bomberry. Bomberry to the middle of the shot. Off the right shoulder. And Oakville has control. Quarter of the third gone. It is 8-5 in favor of the Oakville Rock. Excuse me, in favor of the Six Nations Chiefs. Oh, what a shot.
Wow, that was beautiful.
I guess Brendan Miller was guessing there.
I think so. That was just a gorgeous shot. He was sinking down low, and you know what? Jeremy Noble has a hot stick today. That's his 3rd goal of the night. And again, a goal scorer goal.
3rd goal and a twister up high that beats Brendan Miller, who was not even close.
Wow.
Oh, what a draw by Jeremy Thompson. Off the back of his stick, he's got it. Thompson to the near side. Spinning away from traffic are the Chiefs, and they pull out. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Ball's going to go all the way up top to Jeremy. And Thompson will go for the change. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Dane Smith looking for a good shooting lane, but he's got none. Now to the near side. The shot scores!
Talk about a response there. And again, when you get a goal scored against you, the best thing to do is respond right on that next shift and talk about the ultimate response when you're scoring back.
8-6 the score, 9-6 rather, as that is Von Harris just unleashing a shot that beats Oakville's goaltender and Fryer between the legs.
We're talking about Von Harris all year long. And boy, oh boy, can he shoot. Oh, sorry, that was Randy Stotts.
Correction, yeah, I thought it was 52, so you're right. I mean, that is his second of the game as well, but outside shot, that's going to be wide, all the way back to the center line. And with 10 on the clock, Hellier's got to hurry. Now to the far side. That's just going to go right at the Chiefs logo, and Brandon Miller controls. Dane Smith starts with it on the far side. Now we get to the Von Harris. Back to Stotts. Now to Brian Benesh. Benesh into the middle. The shot doesn't work. Loose ball is controlled by Oakville, and they got numbers 2-on-2 as the late defender for Six Nations jumps on. Better stop by Brandon Miller. Ball pops up. Here's Lane Smith. Smith, just a quick pass to the near side for Ryan Benesh. Benesh now gets it to the far side. Lane Smith just trying to find an open slot. Outside shot. Ooh, beat the goaltender, but it stays out. And here is the Oakville Rock with 13 minutes to go, trying to make a push to even this up. It's 9-6 right now for the Six Nations Chiefs. Ball starts with Brett Hickey. Hickey here on the near side. Gets pushed all the way up top. Now swings it across to Hellier. Hellier, he's got 5 seconds to shoot. Hickey to the middle. Hellier's just being ran over by this defense. Shot clock goes off, and the Chiefs once again outwork the Oakville Rock for a 30-second clock. Well, we mentioned it, the Chiefs starting off really flat, like really flat in this opening 20 minutes, and then they came out and they really impressed us in the second and third.
And you know what? That's just a championship team right there. You started out a little bit flat, like you said, and the only thing that you could really do is just keep on playing and work through it, and that's what the Chiefs have done today. They just kind of worked through it, and you know what? Brandon Miller is a perfect example of that. Noticed he was fighting the ball a little bit early on, but you know what? He's really come up big, especially with those 2 huge saves. Oh.
As Brandon Miller comes out, and now they score. That isn't what Brandon Miller expected to happen, but an unlucky break for the Chiefs, and that makes it 9-7.
Certainly not the most conventional goal you'll see in the Major Series Lacrosse this summer. That's for sure. Brandon Miller trying to get a piece of that, and just a...
Well, Matt Lee's legs almost got chopped off by that Woody. And actually, I thought a penalty was coming for the slash.
Just a fortuitous bounce, really, off Brandon Miller's stick, off that chop, and an easy goal there.
So the lead is now cut to 2. Thompson has it. They started on the far side with exactly 12 minutes left to play in the third. Outside shot. Doesn't work. Good controlled save by the Oakville Rock. And they have it on the far side. Here's Dan McRae. McRae, they push the floor with Barclay. And now here's number 25 and Jeremy Noble, the key player for them tonight. Noble, 3 goals, but the speed he brings up on the offensive side of the floor is outrageously fast. Wow. It just moves the game. It moves their offense.
And that's exactly what an offense should be. The quicker you move the ball, the more chaos you create for the defense.
Well, here he is now back all the way on defense as he chased David Brock to make that errant pass.
And again, not the biggest guy. We're talking about size of players to Jeremy Noble, not the biggest guy, but boy, oh boy, he runs the floor both ways.
Ball starts on the far side.
That might be the second or third time Jeremy Thompson has taken a hack at someone and they've lost their stick.
And the Chiefs come and they score. Just throws it right around, and that makes it a 10-7 lead. Well, I think Craig Point was due for one.
I think so. Point a game kind of guy. He's been he's had a great season so far. Actually, the third leading goal scorer on the Chiefs, and that's his 19th goal of the season and 28th point. So, or 38th point. Sorry, I can't count today. That's his 21st goal, 38th point. And you know what? Craig's had a great season, especially after we've talked about it before. Disappointing winter where he was forced to come back and play for the Six Nations Snipers, the Arena Lacrosse League. And this summer, he's really proving something.
Well, here comes the Oakville Rock.
That's the second of the night, actually, I believe. So that's his 22nd goal.
That shot goes out. The Chiefs are going to take over.
And 40th point, sorry.
That's not bad.
My math. Point streak's not up today, so using fingers and toes to count. I'm a writer by trade, so I'm not known for my counting, that's for sure.
I mean, your last name does kind of make you sound like a smart guy.
I try sometimes. Secret of the trade is counting with my fingers and toes.
Ball's up top. Good defense for the Oakville Rock as they forced that one out. The shot's blocked as Randy Stotts couldn't get a good shot, and Dane Smith now gets bumped on the ball. And that is the Chiefs getting caught on a shot clock violation. Be sure to join us Tuesday night. Tuesday, it's Coburg in town, 8 o'clock. Note the start time. It's 8 p.m. We'll return as that is back to normal, and they score. Brett Hickey, an outside blast.
The goals keep on coming here in the midway point in the third period. We got 9:40 left, and goals are coming in fast and furious here.
While Brett Hickey answers just an outside shot that beats him low between the foot and his stick. A far side shot. It's a 2-goal game again, and the mentality here is for Oakville, they have to just keep going. I mean, it's something that sounds so redundant, but they have to shoot the ball.
Well, exactly, especially when you're getting goals. And again, a game like this, it's 10-8. Both goalies have played fantastic and made some really big saves. This could have been a lot higher of a score, and it's all tribute to the goaltending. But like you said, it's all about just shooting. You never know. The way it's going today, the last shot may win this one.
Well, there goes the goaltender. Fryer on the bench. 9:10 left to play. They're going for 6. They need an answer, and here's for Connor Fields. Talk about an outside shooter. That shot's wide. That's going to go all the way back. He needs to get it on net. 1 on the shot clock, not going to make it, so the Chiefs take over. Ball starts with Durston here up top. Durston to the near side. Now swings it across. They go to the righties. Von Harris now back to Durston. Durston, who's right on the doorstep, looks to go across the crease, but he's called for a crease violation. You got to keep your eye on, of course, out west, but you have Victoria and you have all those teams fighting for playoff spots, watching these games, because
absolutely
any view of the Nations or Peterborough or Oakville they can get, little advantage. And wow, these teams show themselves so much by these last 5 minutes of the games, how much they can push themselves.
Absolutely, and it's funny that you were talking about it. I was talking to one of my colleagues who used to work with the Victoria Shamrocks and now watches a lot of new Westminster games. And we were talking yesterday just about the WLA and how it's it really is a 4-horse race out west as well. You have Victoria, who is really loaded up with a lot of NL All-Stars, and Maple Ridge is Maple Ridge last year, a couple improvements in their lineup, but Maple Ridge, who represented the WLA last year at the Man Cup here in Six Nations. They're themselves, New Westminster, of course, and Burnaby, showing that they have what it takes. So it's like the Major Series Lacrosse, where regular season is winding down and playoffs are going to be heating up really quick. WLA playoffs are going to be heating up really quick as well, and it's anyone's race over out west as well.
Well, playoffs, of course, will start early August, first week of August here in the MSL. as the Chiefs right now sitting in second. Peterborough in first. They have the 13th victory. The Chiefs coming into today's game, I believe, 11-1-1 or 12-1-1. As, of course, the season's coming to a close in just a few weeks. As Peterborough will be in town July 28th. Mark that date. That's where it gets good.
And only 5 games remaining, or 4 games remaining in the regular season now. This was 5 to go today, so we are on that push for the playoffs. That's for sure.
Ball flips to the middle, just out of the reach, as it's controlled by the Chiefs. And look at this, the big man down there getting it done. Flips into another big man, David Brock. He scores. How about that? The D guys contributing on the offensive side.
You know what? That's what you want to see out of your defenders. Guys that could run the floor both ways and actually command the floor down to the offensive end. Paul Dawson, beautiful work down in the trenches in the corner, using his long reach and a long frame to his advantage. He's reaching up. Nobody could touch him. And a beautiful pass to a streaking David Brock, who loves to score a goal and makes no mistake on that one. And we've got ourselves an 11-8 game, 6:30 left in the third period.
That is just crazy. David Brock, who you think would never find himself that close down low. But you mentioned it, Paul Dawson doing the work, getting him open, and no one even looks at David Brock. Wide open out front, and it's a 3-goal lead once again.
The offensive unit might be buying the defensive unit, that particular defensive unit, a cold beverage after this one, that's for sure.
Well, David Brock has put in a few this year, and that's one of the ones he'll remember, is that assist coming from his defensive partner. As beautiful stop by Brandon Miller. And they're just wisely going to use the clock. 5:50 left to go in today's broadcast.
And speaking of Paul Dawson, we had watching Dan Dawson, who's out with an injury right now. He was warming up and he was in full, not necessarily full gear, but he was working out in between warm-up sessions, and he had that knee brace on and a little bit lower body injury, and almost sounds like he's about 2 weeks to go until he's back into the lineup. And you know what? That's going to be a huge shot in the arm, where you have captain of Team Canada coming into your lineup, come down the stretch drive.
Well, and you know, when you get so much depth in the Six Nations Chiefs, you could talk about it for hours. I don't think you could ever possibly have every single player in the lineup, because there are such things as scratches. And with so much depth chart, and you look at all the guys that the Chiefs have, it's impossible. And I think it would almost hurt them if everybody played at once, because, like we mentioned, they've been working on diverse changes throughout this entire year. And this is where you get guys like Von Harris, you get guys like Jake Kranz who came up, Bomberry, Lane Smith now. And this allows them, the big guys, to take a break, heal.
Yeah.
And it really has been helping this Chiefs team all year.
Absolutely, and it's one of those things come playoff time. 2 years ago, when the Peterborough Lakers defeated Six Nations in the Ontario final, you know what? Six Nations was beat up. They were a beat-up team with lots of injuries. Even last year, going down the stretch and into the playoffs, there was a lot of injuries. And you know what? Like you said, they've been giving guys time to heal, and the depth has really showed, and they haven't really missed a beat this year. And again, it's a little bit of a competitive nature as well, where you have guys that will be fighting for spots. Like you have a guy like Jake Kranz, who's played most of the season and that could play anywhere in major league or major series lacrosse. Sorry, and you know what? He's fighting. He's actually proving that he could be a regular player, and kind of pushing those so-called regulars in the Chiefs lineup.
Well, we are under 3.5 to play. Fryer goes back to the cage. It is an 11-8 lead for the Six Nations Chiefs. Beautiful stop by Brandon Miller as he looks up the floor. His counterpartner, Nick Rose, on the bench, has put in a few of those this year. 2 NLL goals for Rosie. That's quite impressive.
That's for sure.
Always worth mentioning a goalie scoring a goal, and as a goaltender myself, good lacrosse IQ not to throw it down the floor, but it is tempting. As Benesh gets it to the near side, they swing it across. And now the Chiefs have to get back as the Oakville Rock take over. Benesh tangled up with Brad Cree. And Cree, I remember him when he played Niagara Falls Junior B hockey, a big guy down in the GOJHL, a centerman and a big guy that really added a lot to that Canucks team. And now he's a big guy on the floor playing pro lacrosse.
And again, there's that crossover between hockey and lacrosse. We haven't really spoke about that this season, but definitely a lot of players that really good lacrosse players that are good hockey players, and good lacrosse players that are hockey players. And we're talking about Brandon Montour night on Tuesday when Coburg comes to town. And there's a perfect example of a guy who, when I was covering both the Brantford Golden Eagles and the Six Nations Arrows, I honestly thought Brandon Montour was a better lacrosse player than he was a hockey player. And then all of a sudden comes out and he's made a great young career for himself, playing minor pro hockey and now with the Anaheim Ducks. And to be completely honest, he's going to be a mainstay in the NHL for a long, long time if you've watched him play this year.
I'm sure we could talk more about hockey players and lacrosse players. Of
Shanahan's.
course, John Tavares, I think, a big one. And obviously the players that have played will touch with Brandon Montour on Tuesday night. Coburg's in town. It's Brandon Montour night as we pay respect to him and what he's done for Six Nations lacrosse and his NHL career. What a future he still has.
Boy, that's for sure. And if you ever decide to play lacrosse, I'm pretty sure there's a couple. There's
couple
more
teams
than
that might be looking.
I think there's more than a couple National Lacrosse League teams that would pick him up.
So a minute 15 left to go as the Chiefs kind of just progressively inching closer to another 2 points.
And it looks like they've got this one in hand, but you know what? 3-goal leads, nothing, especially with a minute left in lacrosse. It's almost like a chess match right now.
As the Chiefs are just going to kill the clock. Shot clock turns off, and as I see the players make their way to the exits, we once again thank the Team BC women for coming on the broadcast today as we had Emery Borg, and Sophie Scobie join us up here. We thank them and we wish them the best of luck. And as the horn will sound in just a few seconds, it's the Chiefs picking up another huge 2 points.
And a great win for the Chiefs, to be completely honest. We talked about it earlier on the broadcast. The Chiefs came out flat as a pancake. And Oakville took full advantage of that, getting a lead. But you know what? Mark of a champion here. Six Nations Chiefs came back, got their composure, tied things up, took command of the game, and really took over that second half of the game.
Well, I think if a team is going to have to really push the Chiefs to the new level, we haven't seen this yet, but really penalize them. Find a way to make them take penalties, because when they are on the penalty kill, yes, they are a great team. However, it's a situation they're not really used to. They know how to kill penalties, but they can't kill penalties all game long.
Thank you. And again, was there a penalty tonight?
2, I think.
2?
1 in each, that's it.
That's 3 home games in a row where the minimal amount of penalties. And again, credit to the discipline of both teams. And that's something where you're looking to a playoff drive that you're looking for. You don't want to be a man short, and both teams, again, not really crossing that line, just really solid lacrosse today. And a great game by Oakville, but especially the Six Nations Chiefs today.
Well, it's the Chiefs coming out on top with an 11-8 final. Shots on goal were in favor of the Chiefs, but just barely, only by a total of 4. So with that, once again, it's been every game so far here at the ILA, other than maybe except 2, has been horse races back and forth to the finish. Chiefs still perfect right here at the ILA, though. will rejoin you on Tuesday night. Tuesday, it's Coburg in town, 8 p.m. Be sure to join us. Brandon Montour night. Be sure to get down here and, of course, catch up with Brendan and meet him if you haven't met him before. What a great guy he is, and what a lot of stories he has about the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
And he also has a lot of lacrosse stories. That's going to be a fun talking to him. And you know what? He's one of those guys that enjoys coming back. And you know what? It's going to be great for the community and see. It's a great idea to just pay tribute to a guy that's worked really hard, and he's living his dreams right now, playing in the NHL.
Well, we will wrap it up right here from the ILA. Be sure to join us next Tuesday night right here. This coming Tuesday, I believe the date, the 18th right here at the ILA. Coburg in town. On behalf of everyone, I'm Spencer Tang, my partner Daryl Smart, and Hayden Grierson bringing you the pictures and audio. We thank you for attending. We will see you on Tuesday night.